something else, I'm sure. Anyhow, it's my privilege to bring up the next gentleman, Jake Towne. I'm going to tell you. Jake Towne spent the last 4 years working as a chemical engineer in China, where he saw and learned firsthand what a loss of liberty looks like. He's declared his candidacy for United States Congress in the 15th District of Pennsylvania, which covers the greater Lehigh Valley and parts of Berks and Montgomery counties. Woohoo, Monco. About an hour north of Philadelphia, running without a political party affiliation. Nice job. Towne's message is that of protecting individual liberties, defending economic freedoms, and promoting peace, of which the end result is prosperity. Towne favors restoring the United States to a constitutional republic and a return to the rule of law per the United States Constitution. Jake believes in the integrity of our currency and is a critical and pressing issue. He's written a host of articles about the Federal Reserve, including original research on who actually owns the Fed and a breakdown of the fractional reserve system. His plank, which includes abolishing the Fed, can be accessed from his campaign website, www.towneforcongress.com. Jake believes the United States Congress is responsible for letting the Fed run amok with our economy and is acting on his principles by running for U.S. House. Please help me welcome Jake Towne.
Thank you, everyone. Today I have a talk, which is End the Fed, Then What? The Transition to Sound Money. So this won't be like a campaign speech like the one I gave in front of the Fed, but it'll be a little bit more of a thought experiment to go through. It's a bit of an ambitious undertaking for 20 to 25 minutes, but it's an important topic since for all of us here who have gathered to protest the Fed, since we also need to have a plan on how best to replace the Fed and the fiat monetary system. A couple notes before I begin. The first is to openly acknowledge that on this topic should obviously be open to debate. So hopefully we'll have some time for questions and answers, but at any time you can also go to the website. This article will be posted by tomorrow evening, where you can go through and there'll even be like a PowerPoint presentation to go through. I have given this topic quite a bit of research since first becoming aware that the dollar was not backed by gold, which I only became aware about 2 years ago. And this past summer I attended Mises University, which is one of the very few places in the nation where one can study Austrian free market economics. The two other places being George Mason in D.C. and Grove City College in Pittsburgh, for anyone interested in learning more. In this talk, I'll briefly address what the goal is, as one must always begin with the end in mind, and then I will briefly discuss several transition ideas that are already present in literature, discuss possible issues with each, and then spend the rest of the time outlining my proposal. The end in mind. So simply stated, I believe the end in mind should be to strip the government of its money power and return it directly to the people. The two main powers that the Federal Reserve holds is the control of interest rates and that of money production. There are really three options available. A, quote, honest fiat monetary standard, a gold standard, which is really fractionally reserved commodity money, or 100% fully backed commodity money. Let me list why I discard the first two options and prefer the latter. Fiat standards, or paper money, are proven to exist only for relatively short periods of time, and as we study history, they have never been left unabused by governments. Therefore, I do not believe that a widely used, honest fiat currency can ever actually exist. The human temptation to abuse the power is simply too great, and counterfeiting via either the government or individuals can never be prevented. A prime reason to have sound money, besides facilitating a relatively stable medium of exchange for economic transactions, is also to impose fiscal discipline on government, a point which is completely missed by most modern-day politicians and Keynesian economists. There are many fiat standard plans available in literature, including Dr. W. Cleon Skousen's monetary reform plan, which I'll refer to, but again, I just don't think that these will actually work in practice. A fiat currency standard can never fulfill the requirements for sound money, which briefly are: money must be durable and not easily destroyed. Money must be portable for convenience. Money must be easily divisible into smaller units. Money must be recognizable and uniform. Money must be reproducible. Money must be scarce, and it must also have a relatively stable purchasing power. Fiat currencies can never truly fulfill the scarcity and purchasing power requirements. Next, returning to a gold standard will never work in the long term. If one remembers how the classical gold standard worked, it was really fraudulent money and still gave the government the ability to inflate the money supply. Under a gold standard, a government might hold 100 ounces of gold, but they would trade paper slips of receipt money made, say, 200 ounces of gold made payable to the bearer. So this system, while superior to today's fiat currencies, has proven fairly robust. It is still fraudulent, and worse, since government controls the receipt money, it is very easy for them to revert to fiat currency once again, which is more or less what happened in 1933 when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt stole the people's gold. In today's society, with information being so widespread over the internet, I contend that gold standard again would be fairly ridiculous, as 100 years ago, governments tended to hide from their people how gold standard actually worked. They pretended that every ounce of gold held in vaults was backed by exactly the same amount of receipt money. And when you cash in a receipt, you'd be given the full amount. In today's world, it is widely known that a currency is 50% by, if a currency was 50% backed by gold, it would simply just trade at half the price of gold. If another country's currency was 25% backed by gold, the exchange rate would then simply be equal to the ratio in weight of gold. This leaves us with 100% backed commodity standard, or honest money. As Murray Rothbard writes in What Has the Government Done to Our Money and the Case for the 100% Gold Dollar, successful societies have chosen both gold and silver as money throughout time. This is no accident, as money evolved from the marketplace. And remember, the United States government, per the United States Constitution, is right here, is legally allowed to only use gold and silver as money.